Hello and welcome to Current News with me, Tom Smith. The top stories this week. The winter of discontent, industrial action by university staff across the country. But has it made a difference or was it all for naught? Immigration street controversy, an eye-opening documentary or a shameful attack on the vulnerable? And the UK weather. Cold, but for how long? Over the past few months, staff belonging to the University and Colleges Union and University UK have been in dispute with their employers over proposed alterations to their pension schemes, changes that would see them receive payments based on their average career earnings and not a pre-arranged sum. In an effort to raise awareness for the dispute, staff have conducted marking boycotts across the country. But with resumptions and suspensions scattered across the winter calendar, it is unclear how effective this action has been. Cameron Ridgway sends this report.
On the 26th of January, members of the University and College Union voted not to recommence their marking boycott and to accept a new pension proposal from Universities UK after negotiation between the two parties. Union members voted to commence the action on November the 6th last year, after Universities UK, which is the umbrella organisation that controls some elements of policy at public universities across the country, proposed changes to the pension scheme which staff at universities created before 1992 are signed up to. Universities UK wanted to move these pensions into a scheme based on average career earnings, with a £40,000 earnings cap, as it believed the system to be financially unsustainable. The UCU disputed the way this was calculated, and worried about the effect changes could have on union members, estimating some members could lose up to 27% of the total value of their pensions. The industrial action caused frustration and worry for students at the university. Many, especially those in their final year, were working on important assignments which could have a major impact on the outcome of their degrees. The impact on students was a major reason why SUSU decided not to support this round of industrial action, despite having supported some strikes and other forms of industrial action by the University and College Union in the past.
Yeah, I can imagine these students would have been really worried about having to possibly go through the effects of the boycott. Luckily, the university, weeks in advance, were meeting on a very regular basis to kind of mediate any impact it would have had, making sure that any lecturers who did decide to go on strike had people to cover that work, and students knew at every point what was going on. Although the reason the boycott might have been happening was a reasonable dispute, and we decided that the dispute was obviously worthwhile discussing, and we understood why the dispute was taking place, the actual boycott would have had far too detrimental an impact on students for us to support it as a student union.
The boycott was suspended to allow for negotiations between the two parties in December and January. Following these discussions, UCU members were asked to vote on a new set of proposals, which were approved by 67% of those that voted. These proposals include an increase in the earnings cap to £55,000, along with an increase in the contributions employers will make for the next 5 years, and a review of the way Universities UK calculated the funding required for pensions. Now that the boycott has been permanently suspended, any assignments and exams that have been recently submitted will be marked as normal, with no impact on students. I'm Cameron Ridgway, and this is your Current News Report.
Filming of Immigration Street, the follow-up documentary to the controversial Benefit Street, has been repeatedly interrupted by angry residents who have accused Love, the production company behind the project, of portraying their community in a negative way. Tensions have boiled over numerous times, with residents pelting film crews with eggs and flour, resulting in their eventual departure. With the fate of the production unknown, James Lee sends this report.
In January 2014, Channel 4 broadcast a 6-part documentary focusing on the residents of James Turner Street, Birmingham, titled Benefit Street. The documentary proved highly controversial and was subsequently investigated by Ofcom after receiving over 1,800 complaints, yet proved a rating success, attracting Channel 4's highest viewing figures of the year, with an audience of over 5.2 million.
I mean, Love Productions, I don't know much about them, but obviously the bit that I do know about them, it's not been a great sort of, it's not been great with what they've done. They've come in basically asking people questions. I don't feel that they've actually showed us in a positive light, should we say that much. Of here, as you go all over the UK, there's mixed sort of racial cultural societies all living together in harmony and peace. That's what we like to promote. Me as being a Sikh, I mean, that's what we look to promote, is everybody trying to get on with one another and obviously try to help out.
Despite all this, Channel 4 has expressed its intention to continue filming the documentary, stating that immigration is far too important a topic of debate to be ignored. Kieran Smith, creative director for Factual at Love Productions, commented, "Immigration is one of the most keenly debated subjects in the UK right now, and therefore it is incredibly important that we reflect the honest experiences of people who have settled in the UK and come to consider it home. However, the residents of Derby Road have banded together to demonstrate their resentment at the programme. In an interview with The Guardian, Nazrul Chaudhry, chairman of the Newtown Residents Association, said of the issue, We don't want it, it's not good for Southampton.
With immigration being such a prominent topic of contention and debate, public opinion on the matter will continue to be numerous and varied, and all the more relevant in light of UKIP's recent success at the voting polls. Back to you, Tom.
And finally, Southampton has been in the icy grip of winter over the past few weeks, with temperatures barely rising above 1 or 2 degrees. Giving us his professional opinion of what's in store, Tom Watson-Brown has this report.
Right, well, thank you very much, Tom. As you can see behind me, the northwestern coast of Scotland will have a lovely day tomorrow, with a very nice band of sunshine stretching all the way down from Thurso in the north, down to about the top of Hadrian's Wall. Then, as we move further down into the Midlands, and towards London, we will see that an increasing band of cloud appears on the east coast. Then, on the west coast and into Wales, we can expect to see showers, sleet, and in high places, snow. Then, as we push across into the West Country, we can expect to see further showers, sleet, and in high places, possibly snow. Then, into Northern Ireland, what we can see here is, again, a repeat of what we saw earlier in Wales, of showers, and in high places, snow. Thank you very much and good evening. Back to you, Tom.
That's all we've got time for today. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.